Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com, and it's about time that I do kind of a controversial video, right? I mean, because we don't have enough of that. So anyway, I thought I would answer this question that has been sitting on my board for a while here, but I think it's about time to stir up the bee nest. Stir up the hornet, shake the nest, which it's titled, How to Tell My Parents I Want to Quit College. Ooh, that's a tough one. What are you going to say there, John? You're going to tell this kid to quit college? I don't know. So anyway, I'm not going to actually read the whole question. Basically, I got this question from, and I've gotten multiple sort of variations of this question of, how to tell my parents that I'm going to quit college, and should I quit college, and all this stuff. And I thought I would put together kind of a video just kind of addressing this in general. So picture this. You're maybe like 18, 19. You're in college. You want to quit college. You are afraid that your parents are going to flip out. They're going to lose their whatever. You fill in the superlative there because you're supposed to go to college, dude. So what do you do? First of all, I want to start off by saying this, right? I've done some videos on, whether or not you should go to college and do you need to go to college as a developer. Okay, and you can watch those videos. You probably know, if you don't already, that I am not too big on college and formal education. I don't like gatekeepers. I don't like authority that is assumed authority, especially in education. I don't like people feeling like they need to learn from someone instead of teaching themselves. I'm a very big advocate of self-education, of teaching yourself. My daughter is homeschooled. We're homeschooling her for a reason, okay? Because I don't like the system. I don't like the educational system. Let's just be frank about it. But you know what I like less than the educational system? Quitters, giver-uppers, okay? Because the shit gets too hard and then they give in. So, why am I saying this? Because you need to think about, if you're in this situation, why do you want to quit college? Is it because you've listened to my videos and you honestly think that you're wasting your time and that there's a better route, and if you hustled your butt, and you are going to hustle your butt because you're already doing it already on the side, but if you spend even more time, instead of going to school, going to classes, if you spend even more time hustling your butt to self-educate yourself and actually build something, whether it be a business or a portfolio, that you could get further ahead and not waste a whole bunch of time and a whole bunch of money and go into debt, if that's why you want to quit college, thumbs up. Good. Excellent. But if you're using that as a justification, if you're saying, oh yeah, that's me, if you just said, yep, that's it, and that's not really true, because the real reason why you don't want to go to college is because you don't want to go to college, because you don't want to do the work, because you don't want to wake up early for class, because it's a lot of friggin' work, and it's hard, and it's going to take a long time and a lot of dedication. And you don't want to put forth that effort, and you want an easy way out. Well then, I'm going to side with your parents and tell you to suck it up, son, and keep going to college. And mama didn't raise no fool. That's what I'm going to tell you in that case. So you got to decide first, before we talk about what you're going to say to your parents, you got to really think here. You got to really look inside yourself, right? This is hard to do. I did this video on looking in the mirror realistically, being honest with yourself. You gotta be real honest with yourself and say, look, am I a lazy ass? I've had to look in the mirror. Sometimes I've looked in the mirror and I said, yes, John, you are a lazy ass. You are a lazy ass. You need to stop being a lazy ass. That might be the case. Or it may be that you're really smart and you've got a lot of wisdom and you're already a hustler and you're a hard worker, and you know that wasting 3 more years of your life is a dumb decision, right? Okay, so that's enough about that. I'm not going to lecture you anymore on that. You make that decision, okay? Now, let's get to telling your parents. So if you have the good reason for quitting college, then telling your parents, first of all, it doesn't matter what you have to understand. This is your life, right? When you turned 18 and you became an adult and you left the house and you went off to college, you are now, if you're a man, you're a man. If you're a woman, you're a woman, okay? You may still be young and you may still be naive, that's fine, but your life is yours. It's always been yours, but you've been in the care of someone who was a steward to take care of you while you couldn't make decisions. You gotta suck it up now. You gotta make decisions for yourself. If you don't want to go to college and you don't think that's the right choice for you, that's your choice, okay? Don't be bullied, don't be guilted, don't be obligated by anyone, including your own family, to do something that you know is not right for you, right? I think I did a video on you got to do what's right for you, or you got to make your own choices. I know I've done videos on not feeling guilty, for all the links here. But by the way, if I'm linking to videos and you're not able to click them because you're on a mobile phone, the descriptions are usually below. The links are usually in the description below, or you can search my channel and look for what I'm talking about here. But anyway, you got to live your life. For you. You got to make your choices. You're the one who has to live with the results of your choices. So you need to come in with that mindset. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to go in and kick down your parents' door and be like, screw you guys, I'm quitting college. Give them the finger. That's not the way to handle it either, right? That's not going to be good. There's no need to burn bridges and sever relationships for no reason. You should handle this in a good way. One good way is if you honestly are doing what I said and you have really good reasons for quitting college, you should be able to present that as a case. Now, I don't believe you have to explain yourself, but I do believe that in certain circumstances, explaining your actions when they seem very irrational and you'd like to maintain relationships with people is probably worth doing. So you should be able to say to your pop, you should say, hey pop, here's the deal. So I started this side business. I started learning computer programming on my own. I'm watching this crazy guy on YouTube, John Sonmez. And here's the thing. I know this is why I'm doing this, okay? I am learning on my own. I don't like the idea of wasting 3 more years and paying all this money. And I can get a job, and I've already been hustling on the side. I'm already working 4 hours, every night on learning this stuff, and I'm learning way more than I can in college. And you can lay it out, right? You don't need me to tell you what the argument. If you have a really good reason for quitting college, you don't need me to tell you what it is. You should be able to lay that out. Now, I'll tell you. So prepare this information, okay? And if you want to hand deliver it and give a package and say, this is my prospectus, right? That's fine. If you want to send an email that lays this all out, good, do that. Do not try and communicate this to your angry dad or mom in person. You're not going to be able to get it all out. They're going to cut you off. It's not going to be good, right? So give them that. And then say, hey, if you want to have a conversation about this, let's have a conversation about this. I want to give you all the information first, okay? But ultimately, if they say, wah, 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 like Charlie Brown's parents do, or all the adults in Charlie Brown, and they're just yelling at you, keep your cool and be like, okay, I understand your point. I understand what you said. Repeat back what they said. I understand that you think that you're concerned about me and my future. Yeah, I understand that you're concerned that I won't be able to get a job and I'm going to ruin my life. Totally understand that. I would probably feel the same way if I were in your position. And I will take that into advisement. I know that you don't think I listen to what you say, but I will take that under advisement. And I'll think about it. But ultimately, I want you to know that I am going to make the decision that I feel is right for me. This is what I feel like any human being should do. It's my life, it's my choice, and I'm willing to accept the consequences for my actions if I am wrong, and the responsibility for that. I would never blame you, and I would not expect you to be responsible for those things. So, I've heard what you've said, you've heard what I've said. I will take this all into account, and I will consider this and think about this and eventually make my own decision. I will let you know what I decide. And then actually do that. Actually honestly do that, because maybe they're going to convince you. Maybe they have some valid points. But keep your cool and then come back a few days later and make and decide. And if your decision is still that you're going to quit college, just tell them plainly. Say, I've made my decision. Don't argue about it. Don't get drawn into a discussion or a fight. Once you've made the decision, you've made the decision. It's your life. It's your responsibility. You don't have to justify it anymore. If they want to throw everything in your face and cut off relationships, you cannot control that. You cannot live under a circumstance where other people are putting expectations on your life and obligations on you and expecting to live their life vicariously through you, even if that's your parents. And sometimes that sucks. And I have been in that situation. I am currently in that situation for a different reason in my life. I'll be honest with you. It sucks. But you got to be strong enough to do this. If you're having problems with this and you don't understand why or how to do this, I'm going to recommend a book. It's called Boundaries. You should read this book. You should understand what boundaries are, and you should not let people violate your boundaries. It's hard. You're going to lose a lot of people in your life when you do this, but you're going to live a better life, and you're going to have control of your own destiny, and you're going to be able to make your own decisions, and eventually people will come around, or they won't be in your life. And I know this sounds harsh. Some of you come from the old country. My parents come from the old country. It doesn't fly well there. They don't understand this. They're never going to understand this. It's sad, but it doesn't matter. You're going to sacrifice your life in order to please your parents? Okay. If you are, then it doesn't really matter what you do. Then just go live your life to please your parents. But if you want to actually live your life and make decisions for yourself and be happy in your life, have a chance of happiness, you have to make some of these tough decisions. You're going to have to decide and set these boundaries. The sooner you set these boundaries and more people understand them in your life, the better. The later on that you decide to finally set boundaries, the harder it is. The more rejection, the harder it's going to be. So that's my answer. First of all, one, make sure that you're going to college for the right reasons. And if you do it the right way. Tell your parents the right way, and then make the decision and stick with it. And be willing to face the consequences of your decision. All right, sort of serious issue here. If you like this video, click the subscribe button. Tell your parents to click the subscribe button. If they want to know why you quit college, tell them to come over to youtube.com/simpleprogrammer and click the subscribe button. All right, if you like this video, tell me, give a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs this advice. Spread the love, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.